AITA for telling my daughter to stop crying because this wasn't about her. I have a 28-year-old daughter and a 33-year-old son. I remarried 1 year ago to my wife 30F, and I had told her while dating that I was in my 60s and wasn't aiming to have more kids. For the past few weeks my wife had started acting strange and said she felt sick and tired. The other day my wife and I were visiting my daughter and her boyfriend who just got an apartment together. My wife was on edge the whole time. Finally she blurted out that she found out that she is pregnant. She looked apprehensive, so I asked why she was treating this like bad news. She said she wasn't sure how I'd feel about the news. So I told her that it was unexpected, but that especially recently I've come to really value children in a way that I couldn't when I was younger and was either away from home altogether or working 13-hour days, 6 days a week. I told her that my business is very much hands-off now, and this time around I have time and resources and am so excited to devote that to our child, and that I would do everything to make our child the happiest child with the happiest family. My daughter was in the adjacent room, but I didn't notice that she had walked in. She started sniffing, and when I asked what's wrong she started full-on crying. She curtly said congratulations and started walking out. I caught up with her in the hallway and she spun around and said, "Great to see that you've finally calmed down, that if only it happened 25 years ago and not just because of age." I told her that I was only trying to make my wife feel better and she didn't have to cry and yell because this wasn't about her. This was about letting an anxious woman I loved know that she and her child would want for nothing and worry about nothing. She looked furious and said, "Yeah, this is about a kid who is going to get a chill, indulgent dad and a happy mom because he got him the second time around." After that my wife and I left because we knew we weren't welcome at the moment. AITA for defending what I said and for telling my daughter that this really has nothing to do with her and everything to do with a baby I intend to be a great dad to. But your wife too. There was zero reason your wife just had to tell you this while you were visiting your daughter and her boyfriend in their new home. You have your own home, no need to make the visit with your daughter about her. But you were also TIA for not recognizing the pain you have caused your daughter by being a crappy, uninvolved, absentee father to her. Instead you doubled down and insulted your daughter when your wife and you had already made the new home visit about you, her and the pregnancy. The way you made your wife feel better hurt your daughter's feelings, as it made her feel you cared more about your new wife than you ever have about her. Unfortunately this was compounded when your reaction to her upset was to prove that your wife's happiness is more important to you than your daughter's. I am glad this time round I will be a better father. Daughter, I am upset because you were not a good father and never acknowledged that to me. You don't matter. Your feelings are not important to me right now. What is important is my wife's feelings, because she is pregnant with a child I will actually love. That's what your daughter heard. That comment your daughter made about the 25 years reveals a lot about you. Also, your wife is tough for telling you in the most inappropriate place. There is clearly some history here and she was trying to make a scene by telling you in your daughter's own home. Have a good think about why your daughter is upset. If you don't, you'll probably still be a shit father to the new kid. How could you not? If you don't know what went wrong the first time around, then go and apologize to your daughter without your wife being there. So you lied to your wife, or to your daughter, cause there is no way you could mean both things you said. They are contradictory. Also, if your daughter resents you for crappy parenting or whatever, she is 100% entitled to her feelings and anyone has no say. Because I wanted that mom. I wanted the mom who made me afternoon snacks instead of telling me to look for loose fries in the McDonald's ball pit. Why does Patricia get that mom? If Donna Shellstrop really changed, then that means she was always capable of change. That I wasn't worth changing for. This is not about you. The Good Place absolutely broke me. This very much sums it up. You decided to tell her how excited you were because you really value children now while in your daughter's home. How exactly were your adult children supposed to take that? Because there is a pretty clear implication that you didn't value them. That was a conversation you should have had with your wife privately in your own home. You could have just reassured her that even thought you didn't want more children, that you were very excited. Simple as that. Instead you went on and on about all the things you were willing to do for this kid, that you weren't for your other kids. Spend time with them, spend all this money on them, value them. Your whole speech to your wife highlights how much you plan to be a good father to this child because you couldn't be bothered with the older ones. Yes, you were just trying to make your wife feel better, but in the process you insinuated that this child would be more loved and wanted than your daughter was. Within earshot of her, I bet that stung. She wanted to talk to you about how her feelings were hurt. You should have said you were sorry, her feelings are valid, that you didn't mean to hurt her feelings and that you were just trying to make your wife feel better. Instead you immediately dismissed her very rational feelings. When you were the one who said the very tasteless thing in your daughter's home, when someone is telling you their feelings are hurt, it's crazy mean and insensitive to tell them why they shouldn't be. Even worse, it seems like the daughter did not want to have the conversation. She left the room, and OP followed her out to ask about it. Do not insist someone tell you what is wrong if you are not willing to hear their honest answer. Also kinda sounds like he was not a great dad to his older children. 13 hours days. Did not value children. It is nice that his new kid is going to get an invested father, but it is very normal for the older kids to be upset in those circumstances. Internal voice going, if you are capable of being a good dad, why could not you have been that for me? Right. It's a little hard to tell from the description, and I am not sure OP is a great judge, but it sounds like the daughter had walked in and accidentally heard this. Since she was already in the room, she tried to control her reaction and leave gracefully. It doesn't sound like she heard and then deliberately snuck in there to cry at him, which is how I kind of think he thinks it went down. It also sounds like the door was open between the two rooms, because he didn't notice her coming in. Heck, there might not even have been a door, so it wasn't even like OP and his wife went into the guest room and shut the door to have a private emergency convo. They just started talking about this in an open area in her own apartment, and it was not even an emergency conversation. I am sure OP's wife knew beforehand. Why did she wait until they were anywhere but at home or somewhere else private to have that conversation? Kind of a dick move on the wife's part too. What is up with all these old men going after women half their age, and having children with them? It is disgusting on so many levels. For dismissing your daughter's feelings if she resents you for being a bad parent. Maybe you should sit down and talk with her. It feels like you are already putting the unborn baby before your daughter. No wonder she is hurt. It is also about her, since the baby will be her half-sibling. A few of my dad's friends are like this, 70-plus guys with wives who are 20-plus. I doubt any of them will live to see their kids graduate from high school. In my experience, it is only the most immature of old men who go after the youngest of women. They know women their own age would never put up with them. It is a lot easier to manipulate young women. Recently I've come to really value children in a way I couldn't when I was younger. What the heck, you basically just told your daughter that you didn't value her when she was growing up, regardless of circumstances. As much as you want to say it's not about her, it kinda is because of what you said. Sounds like you prioritized your young wife's feelings over your daughter's. It absolutely is about her as well. The way you stated this made it sound like your daughter's feelings aren't valid, and I noticed that the most important person's feelings in this story are your own. Your daughter resents you and you just drove the wedge between you two even deeper. Good luck with your new life. Sorry, but you did kindly take care of your wife's feelings. Awesome. But what about your daughter's? All the things you told your wife you would be better at imply you know you were not great at them the first time around. Who exactly paid the price for you not being great that first time? Oh yeah, the daughter you told to stop crying. So you used your original parenting skills on her, while your new wife and children, oh yeah, I will put 5 on more, will get the new and improved you exclusively. Congrats on your marriage. Outside looking in, pretty darn ironic your young wife completely ignored your request about no more kids and just happened to wait to tell you in front of your adult daughter in public instead of privately. In one fell swoop, she proves to your daughter that she is more important to you than your child when you soothe her and tell your daughter to toughen up. Hope there was a prenup and you have taken care of your older children in something ironclad. If not, why not set up an untouchable trust or 2 for your adult kids and see how your wife reacts? It will tell you all you need to know. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing for more videos.